Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into the YouTube channel. It's a cold one this morning. It was probably 22, and for Northeast Texas, that's pretty cold. I know a lot of places are getting slammed with some really cold Arctic blasts. A buddy of mine I talked to in Florida said it was in the 40s this morning. So I wanted to do a video that really revolves around cold water jig fishing and a particular thing that myself and a lot of anglers have done over the years, but if you're kind of new to bass fishing, maybe it's kind of missed on you. Maybe you didn't really know this was a thing. And so I wanted to share it with you guys and see what you think. I think anglers might be divided on whether this tip makes any difference or not, but I think it does. The tip revolves around the type of material that you'll use for jig fishing. I've got a Buckeye ballin' out jig here. This is a jig that I talk about quite a bit on the channel because, man, it gets bit. If you're not a big jig fishing fan, really, this is a great starting spot. I mean, I feel like you're just going to get bites from small bass, spotted bass, smallmouth bass, 12 months of the year. It's a little finesse jig, ball head finesse jig. It's got a kind of a medium wire fiber guard there, and it's got a medium heavy hook. It's just a really well-made jig, and man, I just really like them. This is what the package looks like. It's made by Buckeye. Again, it's the G-Man, which if you know G-Man, that's Gerald Swindle. He's the one that designed this bait or this jig. G-Man Ballin' Out Jig, and there's a Ballin' Out Jig 2 also, which is a full skirt. This one's got that kind of Elvis cut, but I'm not getting to the point. The point is there's a group of anglers over the years that feel like the type of material that you have on your jig can make a difference in the number of bites you get during the coldest water of the year. So this jig comes with silicone, as you can see here, kind of a green pumpkin with orange strand, and the color is not what I'm getting after. It's the material type. And the material that I'm talking about is square living rubber. There's round living rubber. This is square living rubber. Let me try to show you here so that you can see that it is squared. And the square is what a lot of people really think can make a difference in the number of bites you get. But not only just square, but living rubber per se. This is actually, believe it or not, this is brown. And it usually comes this kind of a lighter color of brown initially when it comes off the roll and before you separate the strands and before you tie it on, it's this kind of a tan. And then after you fish it a little while, it'll kind of remove that tan. I think it's some sort of a powder to keep this rubber staying pliable and flexible and different things like that. But another thing that you can do is I've taken like a spray-on scent, whether it's Bang or whatever spray-on scent that you like, and that'll remove that kind of a powdery film and bring out the darker brown color that it actually has. But the dark brown rubber, square rubber, which for a time was really hard to find, I think you can find it now pretty easily. You just have to hunt it around online and you can find that square living rubber is what we used to call it. Well, here's the thing. Guys feel like you can get more bites on that square living rubber in the coldest part of the year, in this wintertime bass fishing period. And really, you know, guys will say, well, it doesn't make a difference. You can fish the silicone. And honestly, there's really no way to tell whether that makes a difference or not. It's kind of like that video I did a while back talking about, you know, do you tie your knots by starting, you know, going through the eye on this side with your line, or do you come in this way? Some people feel like it'll make a difference in the number of fish you'll catch. But there's, you know, that's the thing about bass fishing. It's so much of it revolves around unproven theories, except for your personal experience. And the unproven theory is really just because it's not something that's in a closed environment. You can't replicate it over and over again because the watery environment's always shifting and moving and doing different things. And, you know, it's just hard to replicate your findings. So over time, you have to make assumptions based on the limited amount of knowledge that we get from interactions with these fish. So basically, getting back to it, there's a group of anglers that feel like that square living rubber is better in the coldest period of the year than the silicone. I actually do, which is why I took this Buckeye balling out jig and tied on, I think that's a Buckeye, but it's a ball head jig, and I tied on that living rubber. So that's the focus of the video today, guys. Do you think that this brown living rubber, or just living rubber in general, some guys make an all black jig or a black and blue jig or a brown and orange jig, is better? Do you feel like it's better than silicone? I personally feel like, well, let's just put it this way. I have more confidence when the bite's tough and it's the coldest water temperatures of the year using this brown living rubber over the silicone. Now, I'm not saying the silicone doesn't get bites, and I'm not saying that a good jig fisherman couldn't keep up with me with silicone when I'm fishing my brown living rubber. But it's something to debate. It's something that, a lot of guys over the years have, built this idea, and I'm one of them. I feel like brown living rubber will get you a few more bites. Day in, day out, I don't know. But in the coldest water of the year, it's something to think about. Thanks for tuning into the YouTube channel. If you're not aware, I have a merch line, Team Niggemeyer Fishing, got hats, shirts, decals, hoodies, all that good stuff. It'll be in the description section. I'll have a link in there. And also I'll have my website in there. If you'd like to know more about my guide service, there's information on that. And then we'll also have my social media links, Facebook and Instagram. So again, thank you for tuning into the YouTube channel. Until next time, good fishing.